I'm wrapping up this letter that I wrote you. Maybe it's the only way to go through. I won't lose myself for anybody. I'm not sorry. Yeah. Though it hurts, I only wish you blessings. When intuition talks, you gotta listen. I won't lose myself for anybody. I'm not sorry. Yeah. 'Cause you build me up to break me down. Never respect the love you found. And I had a voice inside the back of my mind. I always knew it deep down. You don't deserve me, babe, I won't lie. Got no more tears to cry. Oh, no looking back this time. No looking back this time. No looking back this time.
Afternoon, afternoon, afternoon. I hope you are all well. I hope you are all well. Apologies, I didn't go live on Sunday. Apologies, I didn't go live on Sunday. I wasn't well. I've been ill. I'm still a bit ill now, to be honest. But that's the reason why I didn't go live, and I do apologise for that. I'm just going to remove the QR code. 2 seconds. So I've named this Real Talk, and I've also named it Manager Problem. Now, look, I'm not saying we need a new manager. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. And there's a lot of shows that I've been on where people are saying that I'm a bit over the top. I've said this on quite a few shows now, numerous shows, that there's an element of arrogance with our manager. There's an element of celebrityism, if that's a word, believing his own hype, starting to be stubborn. There's an element of that. And I want to talk about this in more detail before I get into a look at some of the problems we have and some of the problems that need fixing. And I know it's only 3 games lost, and I get that. And people might be like, oh, it was 15 points. It was 15 points now, and it was 14 points last season at this stage. But it really stems from last season. This whole malaise of the way Liverpool have been is really amalgamated from last season. This hasn't just suddenly gone, da-da, we can't play football anymore. No, we couldn't play football last season towards the back end of it. So this all started from 2025 onwards. Like the start of 2025, it started going downhill, as in the way we are, the way we play football. And the media hasn't helped. I understand that. Rivals haven't helped, but they're not there to help. That's not their job. They're not there to help Liverpool when Liverpool is a good. It's like a pinata. You can hit Liverpool well, like, and you'll get sweets out, like, and you will with Liverpool. You'll get clickbait, you'll get hits, you'll get media hype, you'll get news, you'll get people talking about it. Liverpool's a great talking point, and also Liverpool's a great talking point because we won the league last season, and everybody was like, "How the hell did you do that?" So there's a couple of things I want to talk about. And before I do that, please hit the like and subscribe. I will put this on the bottom of the screen because it's important. I am only, let me double check. I'm only 20 subs off 1,800. I'm only 20 subs off 1,800. I'm 20 subs off 1,800. So please hit the like and subscribe. It means a lot. I'd love to get to 2,000 before the end of the year. That would be great. And I know the algorithm's been pushing a lot of content creators out of the space for some reason, but if you can hit the like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And if you are a subscriber, please hit the notification bell, because sometimes I am late. Sometimes I move the show a couple of times just because of my calendar. The main reason why I did it is because there's so many people that are live that I don't want to take away your opportunity to watch their shows. You know, if you like Liverpool content, then I want you just. Oh, it's 1,900. Sorry, it's 1,900. I will change that. I appreciate that. And I want you to watch their content as well, because I watch their content. So as a fan of football content, then I don't want to get in the way of other people's. So I move my show around to make sure that you can watch mine, you can watch theirs, vice versa. Otherwise, we're all competing with each other and taking away each other's fan base, and that's not how it works for me. Okay, where do I start? First of all, a couple of things about Arnie. We signed Arnie as our manager last season. His family stayed in his country of Holland. So he hadn't moved his family over to Liverpool. So the guy was a workaholic, okay? He was a workaholic and he was new to the job at Liverpool. That's one thing to note, okay? The next thing to note was we had a complete changeover of coaching staff, okay? Arne Slot's tactics were never implemented into Liverpool's players. They never had time to bed. He didn't have a pre-season with all of his players for a start. Okay? And he said that. And we know that and we've seen it. Yeah? So he didn't have a first pre-season with Liverpool with the entire squad because they were all on the World Cup or the Euros or whatever they were doing. Copa America, whatever it was. Bear that in mind. Okay? So Arnie came in, was a workaholic because his family, no distractions. Okay, so first of all, manager comes in, no distractions. Doesn't have a pre-season to implement his tactics. Has 3 of the best players in the squad all playing for their contracts. All of them. Whether you think Trent wanted to go to Real Madrid or not, yeah? They all had contracts that were expiring. So they were playing for their careers. A lot of the other squad were playing for the manager's pick. They were playing for the manager's pick. So they weren't sure whether they were going to be around. Okay? And the fact that we binned 4 or 5 youngsters probably made a lot of people go, whoa, hang on a minute. Fabio Carvalho had a good pre-season. You binned him. Vandenberg, gone. So you had a bit of a cold touch of getting rid of players that were surplus to requirements. They probably caught a lot of people off guard and made a lot of players buck their ideas up. You've also got new manager bounce, which nobody's talking about. Nobody's talked about the new manager bounce. Yeah? So you've got new manager bounce. You've got a cold touch of selling players that people didn't think were going to get sold. Yeah? You've got Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk playing for contracts because they want to stay at the club and they still haven't signed new deals. You've also got, you didn't have a pre-season and you said clearly all season you didn't change Jurgen Klopp's tactics. You said it, not me, not the media. You said it on camera numerous times. Well, it didn't change that much. Right. Bear all of those things in mind. And plus one major thing which nobody's talked about. Nobody's talked about this. The biggest problem with Jurgen Klopp was he broke his players because of his training and because of his systems. And we used to do 3 sessions a day. Like, nobody talks about that, yeah? He broke his players. He burnt them out because he overworked them in training. And that's a fact. We know that. Arnie brought in Ruben Peters and it reduced our injuries down to a bare minimum. We didn't have an injury crisis like Arsenal and Manchester City did. Can we all be honest? Can we all be completely honest? Right now, if Arsenal didn't have an injury crisis, if Manchester City didn't have an injury crisis, it would have been a more competitive league. Can we all be completely honest? It would have been more competitive. It would have. It's just a fact. It is just a fact that if we'd have lost Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk, we'd have been fighting for top. We'd have been fighting for second and third. Like, can we all be completely honest about this? Because everybody seems to think that, oh, well, it wouldn't have mattered. Well, it fucking would have mattered. Because we would have lost our best players, and we didn't. So you put into this the big pan, this big pan of Arnie Slot stew, yeah, from last year. Big pan, all the ingredients. We're stirring them all in, yeah. Didn't have any time to change the system. Didn't have any time to change the tactics. Didn't have any time. Didn't have a pre-season to do it with any of your squad. Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk stay fit all season. And they're also playing for new contracts. Yeah? Told everyone you didn't change the system. So you're still playing Jurgen's system. Yeah? Reduced all your injuries because you hired a guy which is really good at doing that. Yeah? And you didn't have any distractions because you didn't have your family over. And we won the league because the other 2 teams had injury crises. Manchester City and Arsenal. Okay, you still did a brilliant job, mate. You still did a brilliant job, Arnie. Now, let's work out what's changed. What's changed? Manchester City, yeah, they're still a bit broken. Arsenal, no injuries. Any more changes? You had a pre-season. You've had a pre-season now. Okay. Any more changes? Your family's in the country now. Any more changes? You've had an entire season at Liverpool telling every single manager in all of your press conferences how you beat them. How did you beat Manchester United? Well, it did this and this. How did you beat Manchester City? Well, it did this and this. How did you beat this? How did you beat that? Because it did. Shut your fucking gob. Shut your gob. Stop telling all the managers how you beat them. Because guess what? They'll work out how to stop beating them. And what have you been doing? What have you been doing? All you've been doing is media work constantly. You're on Sky Sports every single week. You're on TNT every single week. You're always on the mic, talking, telling teams how you beat them. Stop telling teams how you beat them, because now they know how to stop you from beating them. And guess what happens? Guess what happens? You're being found out. You're being found out. Teams last season found you out. And we all know when it started. We all know when it started. It started at the start of 2025, when you started to replay the teams again. You'd done the patch where you played everybody once, either home or away. They now had data on you, Arnie. They now knew how you worked them out. They knew what your substitutions do. They knew how you beat them because you told them how you beat them. Because you were a media darling. Everybody wanted to talk to you. Everybody wanted to talk to you. Sky Sports wanted you on their channel every single week. How is he doing it? This guy's a genius. Liverpool are just amazing. They're unbeatable. How is he doing it? The Arnie way. But you never said that, Arnie. You never said it was your tactics. You didn't tell everyone that you were beating them because of your system. No. You always told them that it was Jurgen's tactics. It was Klopp's tactics. And you tweaked them slightly. And that's how you beat them. Because that's how you beat them. That's how you beat them. You beat them with Jurgen Klopp's tactics. You beat them with the muscle memory that Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Alexis McAllister, Konate, Alisson, Robertson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Cody Gakpo, Dominic Szoboszlai, Joey Gomez. Joey Gomez came in and did a job. Conor Bradley did a job. All these players, Simicast, they all came in and they all did a job because they knew how to play Jurgen's tactics, because they've been doing it for years. For years. The only person that didn't know how to play Jurgen's tactics, really, was Ryan Gravenberch. And guess how good he was under you? You turned him into a machine. I'm not denying it. You turned Ryan Gravenberch into this mad machine. You did. And guess what? He's still a mad machine now. But Liverpool, when you started to play your own football, we look bad. We look bad. We look bad. We conceded 80 big chances last season when you implemented your tactics from 2025. From 2025 onwards, we conceded 80 big chances. I'm sorry, I'm still poorly. 80 big chances. And we conceded 10 set pieces from 2025 under your tactics. We only conceded 110 big chances the whole season. And we conceded 80 when you changed the system. We've conceded 4 goals from set pieces already, and we've conceded 15 big chances this season already. We've only played 6 games. And we can all sit there and say that, well, you know, it's teething problems and the team needs to gel and this and that and all of these other things you can say. But the problem is the manager. The problem is the manager. And last season, I'll ask you this in the chat, yeah? Last season, if you give me exactly the same squad, all the same players, yeah, last season, and you play them from the start of this season with the tactics that Arne Slot is playing, would we be top of the table by the fifth game? Would we be top of the table by the fifth game? If you had the entire squad from last season playing this season, would we be top of the table? And the answer is no. No, because Hugo Ekitike has been so instrumental. Hugo Ekitike has been so instrumental in the system that we played this season. And he's the only player. He's the only player. If you took Hugo Ekitike out, you would have had Darwin Núñez in this season. We wouldn't be top of the table. And we'd still be playing the system that Arne Slot wants to play. You still have Trent, you still have Robbo, you have Canate, you have Virgil, you have Alexis McAllister, you have Ryan Gravenberch, you have Dominic Szoboszlai playing in the 10, you heard me. You'd have Trent as the right back, you'd have Mo Salah on the right wing, you'd have Darwin Núñez up front, or Diogo Jota, God bless his soul, and you'd have Luis Diaz. I don't think we'd be top of the league. I don't think we'd be top of the league. Alexander Isak. Someone just wrote Isak in the chat and just flew my mind. The system the Slot wants to play does not suit the players we've signed. Full stop. Full stop. It just doesn't. We have now regressed in set pieces. Now we very barely even score any, but we concede loads. And we still have a major problem in transition against us. We have gone from a well-oiled machine that needed some oil, basically. Yeah, a well-oiled machine that needed a bit more oil, which, if I'm completely honest, was probably Ryan Gravenberch. We needed more legs in midfield. We've now got them. That's what Jurgen Klopp needed. Jurgen Klopp needed more legs in midfield. So we now got them. And we also needed more legs in the attacking third, which meant that Mo Salah could basically concentrate more on attacking. What we've done now this season is we've taken away the legs from the attacking midfield, which means Mo Salah doesn't have the freedom, but also nobody covers for him now. We've also taken away the legs in midfield because Alexis McAllister hasn't got any anymore. So they're gone. Yeah. And we've now decided that we're going to play two predominantly touchline left backs and right backs, which is what we've been playing for 10 years, 10 years. And we've decided we're going to use them as centre backs and centre midfielders. And we're also making our attacking width play in the middle of the park. And the thing is, and this is the thing is, we can sit here and say, oh, well, that's not what it looks like. But that's what it ends up as. Like, it may not look like that. When you look at Sky Sports and you see the lineup and you look at it and you go, oh, okay, yeah, it's 4-2-3-1. No, it's not. It's not 4-2-3-1, and it never will be. This is what it looks like when you watch it on the pitch. And that's what we need to look with our eyes what we're seeing on the pitch. Because what we're seeing on the pitch is exactly what he did at Feyenoord and exactly what he did at AZ Alkmaar. But we're not in the same league. We're not even in the same stratosphere. We're playing in the Premier League. And these tactics will not win you diddly squat, because where do Ajax and PSV and Feyenoord end up in the Champions League? Nowhere. They don't win it. They might win the Dutch league, but the Dutch league is probably the 5th or 6th best league in Europe. It's not the creme de la creme. And besides, you didn't win the league playing those tactics. If you really want me to run back how well you did with your tactics, Slot, shall I get my phone out and work out some of the games that you played your tactics in and see how we got on? Shall we do this live? Actually, we're not going to do this live here. We're going to do it live on SofaScore. So we can see on SofaScore when you implemented your tactics and how well we did, Arnie. Because this show is called Manager Problem. Because we have a manager problem. We have a manager problem. And it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better unless he reverts back to type. And the problem is, this needs pride. This needs someone to take a hit on their pride. And I don't think he's willing to do it. I don't think he's willing to do it at all. Okay? So let's have a look. Let's have a look when Arnie implemented his tactics. Okay. Arnie implemented his tactics, and you're going to love this. So I literally said to you from the start of 2025, because at the end of 2024, we were so far gone that it was really, really obvious that nobody was going to catch us. Nobody was going to catch us. And Arsenal kept on leaking injuries. Manchester City had fell off a cliff because they lost like 7 in a row. So we're going to look from the start of 2025, and this is what people need to do. Like just go and look at the history. Go and look when it started, because it started at the start of 2025. Okay, so let's have a look at the teams that we played. It might have started a bit earlier, by the way. Okay, we were so far gone by the Christmas period. Hang on, where did it come in? I actually think it might have been a little bit earlier when he started to implement his tactics. I actually think his tactics started at the Leipzig game. Okay, and the reason why I say this is the Leipzig game was a really bad game. Like, it was a really dreadful game of football. It might have been before that, because Crystal Palace away was a really dreadful game of football as well. But I'm gonna just run these down, okay? We're gonna run some of this down, okay? All right. So I think it started around the Leipzig game, but it might have been earlier. Yeah. So we got the Leipzig game, 1-0. I thought it was a Mo Salah goal, but basically Nunez kicked in a Mo Salah chance that was going in the net. Arsenal draw, which was another dreadful game, if I'm honest. Brighton win, another dreadful game where we went behind again. Then you've got Brighton again, which was another dreadful game. These are all Darwin Nunez games, by the way. Someone's just wrote in the chat, Newcastle 3-3. I don't think you're wrong on that one, actually. You got the Leverkusen game, which was an insane game, where he was forced to make a sub. He was forced to play. He was forced to play Luis Diaz up front because he didn't have a forward in that game, and we destroyed them at Anfield. But Xabi Alonso was really naive in that game as well. But Leverkusen had a good first half. Like, we can't forget that. Like, Leverkusen had a bag full of chances as well. Aston Villa away, Aston Villa at home, that was a good game. Southampton away was a terrible game where we were lucky to win that. Real Madrid at home, that was a good game, but that's a European competition where there's a lot of Liverpool players that are. But I mean, to be fair, Real Madrid at home could have gone the other way. Like, if that wasn't for a Kelleher save, Kelleher save was a 1-1. Like, so let's not think that wasn't a game that could have swung the other way, because they had chances. Manchester City at home. Manchester City were dead and buried then. So many injuries. Newcastle 3-3. Okay. Newcastle 3-3. You could say it started falling away there. You could say it started falling away. So you got your Newcastle 3-3, then you got your Girona, dreadful game that we won. Another dreadful game. Fulham 2-2, another dreadful game. Andy Robertson was a mess, but we were a mess. Southampton 2-1. This is when it all started going. Okay, Arnie kicks in now, full pelt. This is Arnie's style. Okay, he's had a bit of time at the club. Started implementing his tactics in now. This is when we start doing the Andy Robertson playing as a centre back, and the right back playing basically in midfield, and everybody kind of cutting inside on each other. This is when it all starts now. So you've got Fulham, Southampton, another dreadful game. Now we've got Tottenham 6-3. Yeah, it's Tottenham. Who cares? Leicester. We went behind in that game as well. West Ham. Yeah, West Ham. Manchester United, dreadful game where they should have won. Tottenham, we lost. Accrington Stanley, who cares? Nottingham Forest, we drew. That was a Darwin Núñez equaliser in the last minute. Brentford, we were dreadful. Lille, we were dreadful. Ipswich were dead and buried. PSV, we lost. Bournemouth, we probably should have lost that game because they had so many chances. That was the Mo Salah game. Tottenham, we beat them. Plymouth, we lost. Everton, we drew. Wolves, we scraped. Villa, we scraped a point. Manchester City were dead and buried again. Newcastle forfeited that game so they could win the final. PSG, we won away, but we were shit. Southampton, another terrible game. PSG, we lost. Newcastle, we lost. Everton, that was the other game that we played. I can't remember how we won that game. Fulham, we lost. West Ham, we just about won. Leicester, we just about won. That was a Trent winner. Tottenham, we battered them, but they were resting everybody for their cup final. Chelsea, we lost. Arsenal, we drew, but we should have lost. Brighton, we lost. Crystal Palace, we drew, and we should have lost that as well, to be honest. Preston, and these are pre-season, so Preston, we won. Milan, we lost. Yokohama, who cares? Atletico, we won. Atletico, we won the other game as well. I mean, who cares? Crystal Palace, we lost. Bournemouth, we won, but we could have lost. Newcastle, we won, but we could have lost. Arsenal, we won, but we could have lost. Burnley, we won. We could have lost that as well. Atletico Madrid, we could have lost that. It's probably one of our best games this season, Atletico Madrid, if I'm honest. Everton, we won, but we could have lost that. Southampton, we won. We could have lost that. Crystal Palace, we lost. Galatasaray, we lost. Chelsea, we lost. Next up, we got Manchester United and Frankfurt, which we will lose both games, by the way. Okay, so we're talking about previous games under Slot when his tactics were implemented. And yeah, so many people are saying, like, there's loads of people that are talking about games and what happened and stuff like that. And I get it, yeah. Favourites, mate. Favourites. Also, big up Fonzie. Hope you're well, mate. And also, big up Daryl for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Thanks, mate. Thanks. Yeah, wing backs. Wing backs are a real problem. Also, big up James. Big up James for being a rebel for 4 months. Appreciate it. Yeah, the Arsenal was an okay performance. First half, they should have beat us. I agree. Like, I don't think the signings have been profiled to what Arnie wants. But the problem I've got, and this is following on from implementing your tactics. A couple of things have changed this season. Yeah. And I talked about last season. And I'm trying to be fair. Okay? Things have changed this season. You've now got Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk that aren't playing for new contracts. You've now got Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk that are also a year older. Okay? You can't keep on going to the well. You have to replenish the well. And that was the whole point in signing your Florian Wirtz and your Alexander Isak. To make it less stressful for Mo Salah, to take away the burden of the creativity coming from your defence, which was Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk was a very creative player last season and has been for a number of years with his passing through the lines and his long ball. We don't do that no more. Virgil van Dijk doesn't do that anymore, which means that Virgil van Dijk is now doing more things that aren't associated to what he's used to. Okay? And I understand you brought in like a left-back, centre-back hybrid. That's what you wanted. You wanted that because that's what you were doing with Andy Robertson last season. And Andy Robertson last season was an absolute mess in loads of games because he can't play that system, because he hasn't got the physicality to be able to do stuff up top and then be back. And we lost to Chelsea because he was in the penalty box minutes before their player was in our penalty box and he wasn't marking him. That's a fact. They are slot tactics. That's not an Andy Robertson issue. That's the fact that you wanted Andy Robertson to be in the box, in the centre of the park, to create a chance or have a shot. That's what you want him to do. You sent him on the pitch with orders to do that. Get high up and attack. But because you were so gung-ho with him being up there, he wasn't back there. And their player sneaked in and scored. They're your tactics. They're your tactics, Arnie. They're your tactics. That's what you want him to do. That's what you want him to do. You want him to do that. So there's no excuses. There's no excuses by anyone saying, oh, well, Liverpool this, Liverpool that, or Andy Robertson this. No, he was told to be there. He was sent on as a substitute to be that guy. Not to be at the back and keep it tight, Andy. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been in the box. Okay, I'm going off on a tangent. What's changed? Players are comfortable. Players are comfortable now. Players aren't worried that they're going to get sold because you've sold everybody. You sold everyone. Like, there's no players there that are thinking, oh, my head's on the block. My head's on the block. Like, I could get sold here, so I'm going to play out of my skin. Nobody's doing that now. Nobody's playing out of their skin. You haven't got two of the best players in the world in an attacking right position and a centre-back position who are playing out of their skin for their contracts. Nope. That's gone. You have to motivate them now. Are you a good motivator? I don't think you are. You didn't motivate them enough to win a cup final. You didn't motivate them enough to win at home to PSG. So, do I think you're a good motivator? No, I don't. Do I think Jurgen Klopp was a good motivator? Yes, I do. Do I think that Liverpool are mentality monsters anymore? No, I don't. Do I think Liverpool can win any game in the last minute anymore? No, I don't. Do I think Liverpool have got individuals that can win games for Liverpool? Yes, I do. Is the manager going to be able to do what he did last season with Liverpool again? No. No, he isn't. Why is that? Well, Arsenal haven't got an injury crisis. Manchester City have spent about 800 million, and whether they're going to drop off with an injury crisis or not, I don't know. But they've got Erling Haaland, and now they've started to play to Erling Haaland's strengths, which is a problem because they haven't been doing that for the last couple of years. Do I think Arnie is going to get the best out of the players that Richard Hughes has signed? Listen to what I say. Do I think Arnie Slot is going to get the best out of the players Richard Hughes signed? Maybe. How is he going to do that? He's going to have to drop the ego. He's going to have to play the tactics that 80% of the squad know how to play with their eyes closed. Do you think Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah and Cody Gakpo and Andy Robertson and Alexis McAllister and Kanate and Bradley and Allison, do you think they could play Jurgen Klopp's tactics in a pair of slippers and a dressing gown? Yes. Do I think that they could play those tactics at the click of a finger at a 12:30 kickoff on a Saturday? Yes, I do. Why is that? Because of the way Jurgen trained them, because it was so intense. You're never going to be able to forget how to play that way when you've been doing it for years. Do I think it's going to take a long time for Slot's tactics to be implemented into Liverpool for us to get any success? Yes, it's going to take a lot of time. Does he have the time? No. Why doesn't he have the time? Because he overachieved last season. When are we going to talk about this? When are we going to have a real conversation? Because the real talk is this guy overachieved in his first season, and we're expecting him to do it again. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Like, the guy's come from a Eredivisie league to come into the Premier League, to win in his first season, to win the league in the first half of the season, if we're completely honest. The league was done by the end of the year. Other teams had given up. Like, we were so far gone, there was no chance. They'd given up. Arsenal might have given us a little bit of a go, but they kept on losing games to like West Ham and Fulham and teams like that. So they were done. When he started to change his tactics over from Jurgen's to his, we haven't been good. We haven't been a good watch. We've looked leaky. Players have looked lethargic. Like, Alexis McAllister was given like over a month off. Like, you know, just go away on holiday. Like, half the squad was partying for the last 3 weeks of the season and then took it into their holidays. Like, are we prepared for this season? I want to ask you an honest question. Have we prepared enough for this season? I don't think we have. I don't think we are even ready to go again. Like, I think we have been so naive that we did it so easily last season that it was just going to happen again. And this was, I was contemplating calling this show Entitlement FC. I was really close to calling it Entitlement FC because I feel like some of our players and our own manager and some of the coaches feel like they're entitled to win again. You're not fucking entitled to win nothing. Like, it is called a competition for a reason. Like, you have to work your bloody arse off. Like, whether that's sending your family back to fucking Holland or whether it's just getting your arse away from Sky Sports' fucking arsehole where your tongue's so far up it every single week because maybe you're getting a little bit of extra money on the side for it. Like, your job is the manager of Liverpool. Like, and the fans want to see some decent football, and you have been serving up absolute turd in a pan for nearly a year. Like, since the start of 2025, we have been serving shit sandwiches to the fans. Shit sandwiches to the fans. And it continues. It continues until you have a bit of pride and go, this ain't working. Like, what I want to do that I've been doing in Holland is not working. I need to maybe go back to Jurgen's. Go back to the Jurgen Klopp tactics and say to the team, what do you feel comfortable playing, guys? Like, do you want to play this fucking total football garbage, which isn't working and looks crap? Or do you want to go back to what you're used to doing? And maybe I start implementing some things into it slowly. But take a leaf out of the book that's been working for years. And we've been competitive for a very long time under Jurgen. And we've been in so many finals and we've won quite a few of them. But right now, you've been given an unbelievable hand. You've been given the creme de la creme of players from the continent and the Premier League. And I will say them out loud again, because you have been given Alexander Isak, who has been an absolute monster and a thorn in so many major team sides over the last 3 years, including ours, as your number 9 striker. And you want to play him as a false 9? You want to play Alexander Isak as a Bobby Firmino regen? Like, really? That's going to get the best out of Alexander Isak? Of course it is. Of course you want to get him to press everybody and run around like a blue arse fly. So when you do get the ball to him, he's knackered. You can't do anything with it because he's been running around doing shuttle runs across the back four of the team. Because you told everybody that Mo Salah doesn't do any defending. You told everyone. Mo Salah told everybody. He told the entire world. Oh, well, I had a chat with Arnie, and Arnie said, well, you don't need to defend anymore, Mo. So guess what every team does against you? They go down the right-hand side because they know Mo Salah isn't going to fucking do any tracking back because you told them that he doesn't do it. You told them. And you wonder why we look so vulnerable down the right-hand side. You literally told everybody that your players aren't going to do any tracking back. So all they do is wait for the right back to get beyond the halfway line. And then if they get the ball back, nobody's running the opposite way. Arrogance. Arrogance. Because you overachieved. Because you think you are something so much grander than you are. You believe that you deserve to have all of these amazing players because you work so hard with your own tactics. No, you fucking didn't. No, you didn't. You used Jurgen's. You told everybody. You used Jurgen's team. Be fucking humble. And that's the thing about it. You were so humble last season. And now you're not. Now you're not humble. Now you're arrogant and feel entitled. Like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, how dare the opposition change the way they play when they play me? Well, what did you think they were going to do? You think they were just going to roll over and let you tickle their belly? Like, this is the Premier League you're in now, mate. This is the Premier League you're in now. You've been caught out. You've been caught out. Clubs are wise. Managers are wise. They have people that go and analyse everything that you do. They didn't really need to do much of that, did they? Because you told everybody how you play against them. You told everyone. Well, I put this player here and I mark Casemiro here and I nick the ball off him and I press the goalkeeper here and I send this guy down here and I took. Like you told everybody how. Oh, and Mo Salah doesn't do any defending. You told them all. You told everybody how you play, and you wonder why you can't play football against them anymore. Well, no shit, Sherlock. You literally gave them the fucking handbook. No secrets. And we all know why Liverpool's Jurgen's team started to go downhill. Because the assistant manager wrote a fucking book that told everybody about how we play football. He literally wrote a book. He gave them the blueprint as well. Jurgen had to reinvent it all again. Now the question is, and I'll name some more players, because we signed Alexander Isak. We signed a guy for 125 million quid. The guy touched the ball 3 times against Galatasaray. That is an abomination. Like, you give that guy the ball as much as you can. Like, just I don't care if you're thumping a 60-yarder. Thump a 60-yarder into Alexander Isak, because most of the time he can control the ball and probably do something with it. But you're not even giving him the ball now. And you signed Florian Wirtz, who's done nothing in 8 games. 008. 008. Well, you're subbing him now. You're not even playing him from the start in games, and you're playing him in games that you probably shouldn't even play in. So you've now got a Mo Salah that doesn't attack, doesn't defend, he doesn't do any tracking back. You've now got a Florian Wirtz who doesn't do any tracking back, never has, never will, because he's an attacking midfielder who's there to create. You've got an Alexander Isak who nobody passes to right now. So what's the point in Mo Salah and what's the point in Florian Wirtz if they're not even passing it to Alexander Isak? And Alexander Isak tries to press. So he's running around trying to press, but they're just passing the ball down the right-hand side because nobody's going to press there because Mo Salah doesn't do any pressing. So you've now worked out the front 3 there, and then you've got Cody Gakpo, who's completely out of form, keeps on cutting inside for some reason. You've now decided, well, I don't want Cody to do those back stick crosses anymore. No, I don't want him to do those crosses no more. We're going to stop doing that now because that's the thing that Jurgen wanted him to do. So why do I want him to do that? No, we're not going to do that anymore. So that stopped. So your front four are redundant. They're redundant. They don't do anything now. Like, they don't really do anything because none of them are connected. Okay, so that's your attack null and void, unless you play Ekatike. But Ekatike works because Ekatike doesn't listen to anybody. He is just, I don't know, what is he? What would you call him? I would just call him a Ibrahimovic regen. He doesn't care what anybody says. Listen to his interviews. Ekatike was asked whether there are any defenders that scare him, and he said no. He said he doesn't care. He just wants to score goals. He'll work harder. He'll do this. He'll do that. Nothing bothers him. Nothing phases him. He is going on the pitch and he's playing any football he wants to play. He fits the system better because he's not fitting into a system. He's just doing what he wants, which is why you see him on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, sometimes in midfield, sometimes just up front. Ekatike is not listening to anything the manager is saying. He is a complete maverick, and you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. He's just a maverick. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. And the biggest thing about Ekatike fears for his position. Does anybody else really fear for their position right now at Liverpool? And this is a major difference from last season to this season. Does Salah fear for his position? Does Virgil van Dijk fear for his position? Does Konate fear for his position? What about McAllister? What about Gravenberch? What about Cody? Do any of these guys actually fear for their position anymore? No. No, because he has his favourites. He's already got his favourites now. So he's constantly picking the same players. And the problem is, he's got himself into a situation where he's not even playing some of the players that were signed for him now. Like, what does that say about the players that were signed for you? Were they signed for you? And that's the question I have to ask. And I've asked it on a number of shows now. I don't know whether Florian Wirtz was signed for Slot. Like, whether that's even the guy he had on his list. Whether he even wanted him. He went and spoke to Cherky. Maybe Cherky was the first player that he wanted. Like, maybe it was Semenyo. Semenyo was brought up a long time ago. Semenyo is a Arnie Slot type of player. He is a pacey winger that can play left and right, and he's got loads of tricks. That's what Semenyo does. He fits into an Arnie Slot system. Frimpong doesn't. Frimpong doesn't play that way for him. Sorry, not Frimpong. Wirtz doesn't play that way. He plays in the centre of the park. And I'm going to show you some tactics. Hang on. Let me show you some tactics. Also, big up for the super chat, Ruiz. Really appreciate that. First fullback have to play outside. Wingers more close in box. Ryan and Zobo in double pivots and play Gomez Ibu. That's the way. 100%. 100%. Like, and this is the other question. You're just playing the same. You're playing the same formation and you're playing the same players. Like, are you expecting any difference? Funny thing is, Christian, I don't know why we didn't sign Minter. I do not know why we didn't sign Minter. Like, he was the perfect signing to replace. Like, he was the perfect winger to replace. It doesn't look like doesn't look like the sporting director and the coach looks tandem. I agree. I don't think the sporting director has signed stylistically the right players that Arnie wants to work with. I said this on Donny Sam's show, and people were like, "What?" Look, Michael Edwards signed Richard Hughes. Richard Hughes signed Arnie Slot. Richard Hughes didn't sign Arnie Slot to go, well, I'm going to buy all these players because he know who he was going to buy. I'm going to buy all these players and Arnie Slot's going to play them because it fits Arnie Slot's style. No, that's not what he's thinking about. He's waiting for a name of players that Arnie wants. Arnie might have given him a completely different list of players. Completely different list. But Richard Hughes has gone, well, I can get a better player than him. Or I can get a better player than him. And he's gone and bought the best. Just the best. Now, it's your job as a manager to make that work. Like, and I was on Quasi Bowl's channel before. And the funny thing is, those players work in a Klopp system. All of them. They all work perfectly in a Jurgen Klopp system, which is what you played last season. So it's like, what are we doing here? Like, run it back. Run it back. Run what we already had back, and you win again. I mean, you probably win more. But you're not. You're like, no, I'm definitely going to play. I'm definitely going to play the stuff that I played in Feyenoord, even though I've just won the league playing 4-3-3. Like, I've just won the league playing 4-3-3. Like, I'm definitely going to go back to this other weird system, and I'm going to show you this system because it's weird. It might work with the right players, but you haven't got the right players. So let's analyze the system, okay? Because I'm going to show you it. I'm going to show you it with people on the pitch, okay? So bear with me. All right, so just bear with me 2 seconds. Right, okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of images. All right, so first of all, I'm going to show you this. Right. This is Arnie's system at Feyenoord. Okay, so this is Arnie's system at Feyenoord, and I'll show you it on the pitch as well. So this isn't just me just making stuff up. So this is Arnie's system at Feyenoord. Now, I'm going to ask one major question, which is a big question right now. Is Mamardashvili a good enough goalkeeper to play in the centre-back position? Yes or no? I'm going to ask you that right away because we don't know. Like, we have never seen Mamardashvili play in that position ever. He didn't do it at Valencia, and he's not done it in pre-season because he never played. So is Mamardashvili a good enough goalkeeper on the ball to be the sweeper in the centre of Virgil van Dijk and Konate when we are in possession? I'll ask you that question, yes or no. And I'm waiting. Yes or no? We don't have a system. He makes it up as he goes along. Okay, so no one's answered me on that, but my point is, okay, so Royce has said no. Okay, fair enough. My point is Alisson a good enough goalkeeper to play in that position? And the answer is yes. But we don't have Alisson now. We don't have Alisson for about 10 games. And would have we had Alisson anyway next year? Like, in the future, is Liverpool going to have Alisson for the next 4 or 5 years? Probably not. So you're basing a system on one of your goalkeepers for a start, okay? So you're basing this system of three at the back, because I know everybody talks about three at the back with Liverpool, yeah? Arne Slot's system of three at the back is including the goalkeeper. It's including the goalkeeper, okay? This is how he plays. This is how he plays. Okay, so now we have Alisson out, which means we're now playing Mamardashvili in this role, which is scary. We tried it against Chelsea and he kicked the ball out 3 times, like nervously booted the ball out. Okay, so this scares me straight away. Okay, now you have a system where you've signed, and this is where my head is about to explode, and it makes me really angry. You've now signed 2 of the best young fullbacks in the world. They are like the GA. I think Frimpong's got about 59 GA. I think he's got about 59 GA. He might have more, by the way, but he's got about 59 GA Frimpong as a attacking fullback, like crazy attacking fullback with so much pace and so much end product. You want him. You want him in the number 2 position. You want him to play as a weird midfield hybrid where you're kind of a defensive midfielder but on the right hand side. That's what you want him to play. That's the position you want Frimpong to play in. That could not be any more alien to Frimpong than putting him in goal. That's not where he plays. He's never played it and he'll never will play it. Okay? If you play Frimpong in the number 2 position like there, you're going to see him regress so much. You are. You've signed the polar opposite of a guy to play in that position. If you wanted to sign a guy to play in that position, you should have just gone and got fucking Gertrude. Should have just gone and bought Gertrude from Leipzig, because guess what? He was the guy that played that position for you for years. He was your midfield general, but he played as a centre back as well. And then I have to ask you the other question. The number 3, you've signed Kirkes, who is basically an Andy Robertson regen. Everybody says it. Everybody says Kirkes reminds me of Robbo. Robbo never played in that position, ever, for Liverpool. He didn't play as a defensive midfield, centre-back hybrid. Never played it. Never played it. He started playing it last season for you, and he looked shit. And he got sent off against Fulham, and he gave away a penalty, and he was at fault for the goal against Arsenal. Robbo's made so many mistakes playing in that position, and guess what? He did the same against Chelsea. We lost against Chelsea 2-1 because he couldn't fucking get back in position. What are we doing here? What are we doing? You've already signed 2 players that don't fit your system in Frimpong and Kirkes. Okay, so let's have a look at the other options. Can Conor Bradley play that position? No. Why can't Conor Bradley play that position? Because he's too rash. Because if he's out of position, he has a tendency of just bringing the player down. And he's now on 4 yellow cards. He's on 4 yellow cards. Okay. What if Kirkes doesn't play? You're playing Robbo, who's also not good at that position. He was crap last season. So now you've got 2 players on the right-hand side that can't play that position because Trent was really good in that position because he naturally wants to be in midfield. That's what we've all said about Trent. So you had him there. Fine, you had him there. But you didn't replace him with a guy that could do his job. You didn't replace him with a like-for-like that could play in a central midfield role, which is why you are now sacrificing your midfield to put Dominic Szoboszlai there. But guess what Dominic Szoboszlai can't do? He can't play the right-back position, which means you need a right-back that can play in midfield. Well, you didn't sign one. You didn't sign one because you didn't sign Kerkez, who can do the left-back, who can play in midfield, and you didn't sign Frimpong, who can play in midfield either. So you've basically taken away two roles with two players that aren't playing in their natural positions. They're not playing in their natural positions. Because I'll show you where Frimpong plays. I'll show you right now where Frimpong plays. Well, guess where Frimpong is? Answers on the back of a postcard, because I'm in the way. Can anyone see where Frimpong is on this pitch? Can anyone see where Florian Wirtz is on this pitch? Because this is how Bayer Leverkusen play football, and we signed two of their star players. We signed two of their best players. The player that we didn't sign from Bayer Leverkusen is the player that we should have signed to play in Arne Slot's system instead of Kerkez. And does anybody know who that is? The player we should have signed instead of Kerkez to fit Arne Slot's system is Hincapié. He's the guy we should have signed because he can come into midfield and he can also play as a centre-back, not a fucking left-back that touches the fucking chalk. Frimpong touches the chalk. Kerkez touches the chalk. And guess where Wirtz plays? Wirtz plays up front most of the time. Most of the time for Bayer Leverkusen, Wirtz played up front. He played as a false nine. Are you playing Wirtz as a false nine for Liverpool? No, you're not. Where are you playing Wirtz? You're playing him as a 10, and you're playing him as an advanced 8. You're not even playing him in the right position. He needs to be further forward. He's stuck in this no man's land of like where am I? Like, I'm too far away from the midfield and I'm too far away from the attack. Like, Szoboszlai is our best fullback, but he's also not a fullback, and he's also been at fault for the last 2 goals that we've conceded. Like, let's make no bones about it. Like, Dominic Szoboszlai is not a right back. He's not a right back. The best player, if I'm completely honest, who could play right back for Liverpool in a slot system is probably Joe Gomez. It's probably Joe Gomez right now. He's probably the best player to play in that position, or even Curtis Jones. They are probably the best players to play in that position. If you want to play a guy who can do a bit of defensive work and can also play in the midfield, then you should probably play Joe Gomez or Curtis Jones. You've also got Stefan Bajcetic there as well, by the way. Like, people seem to think he's died or something. Like, he's there. Like, he's still in the squad. But that's irrelevant. So you signed a guy that you've never played for Liverpool in that position, apart from Galatasaray. But the guy's never played. Like, so you're not even trusting the players that you signed, because I don't think you signed them. I don't think you want them in your position. So guess what you've got to do? You've got to earn your wages. You have to decide, look, I've been bought some of the shiniest toys. Some of the shiniest toys in world football. Some of the best players in world football. These are all the players that Liverpool fans were absolutely gushing for. Like, I wanted Florian Wirtz so much in the Premier League, just in the Premier League. But we got him at Liverpool. And we got Kerkez, who's unbelievable. And we got Frimpong, and we got Ekitike, and we got Isaac. Like, we got some unbelievable players. And we are not getting the best out of them under this manager because he is hell-bent on playing this formation, which I am really sorry, but this formation does not work. Oh, sorry, hang on. That's the wrong formation. That's another that's another Xabi Alonso tactic. And look at Hincapié. That's what I wanted to point out. Hincapié is the guy we should have signed. If you wanted a guy to do what Arne Slot really wants to do, where he can have a defender that can drop into midfield, then he should have signed Hincapié. He's the guy to do it. Frimpong, he's a wide player. And Wirtz plays up front, and drops back sometimes, but he plays predominantly up front. And we're not playing him there. What was the conversation? I genuinely, I'd love to know what that conversation was. I would love to know what that conversation was that was had with Wirtz, how you're going to be. Okay, so this was Jurgen Klopp's tactics. This was not Jurgen Klopp's. This was Arne Slot's tactics last season. And this was Jurgen Klopp's tactics, basically. There's a little bit of a tweak. There's a little bit of a tweak where the midfield is a little bit further forward. Okay, so we're not playing like the false nine so much, but look at the way the defense is and the midfield. Can you see it's so much more structured? It's so much more structured. And then you got this, which is, I don't know, but this is Arnie's game. This three at the back with two in midfield. This is what Arnie wants. This is the way he wants his team to play. This is this style where he wants this compact three at the back, where one of them's a left back. Gertrude's a right back. See him? He's in a centre back position. And then you've got your two midfielders. And one of those midfielders is an attacking midfielder. This is his system. This is what he wants to play. Everybody is so condensed in the park that you can throw a blanket over them. And it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. And you can see again, you've got this three at the back in possession. Out of possession, in possession. And this Gertrude coming into midfield. We haven't got a player that can do it. Kerkez can't do it. Frimpong can't do it. And Bradley can't do it. That's just not their game. You're trying to play something which isn't going to work with what you have. The tools you have are more suited for this system. They're more suited for this system. This is the system that won us the league. This won us the league. This is what won us the league. You have the system. You have the players. You have the players to do it. You have them. You have your Alisson, but you have your Mamadashvili, who's not playing a sweeper keeper. He's playing as a goalkeeper. Then you have your Virgil and Canate, or Gomez. We won it with Gomez, remember? But you've got Canate. And then you've got Gravenberch. You can play Gravenberch as your DM. He's proven it. But you make sure you have your two workers in McAllister and Zoboslai who stay. They stay. They don't go. They stay. You don't need them to go because you have a front three of Mo Salah, Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak. That's your front three. That's your front three. Or you have Mo Salah, Alexander Isak, Florian Wirtz. however you want to play it. However you want to play it. And you have your maraudering, pacey fullbacks in Kirkes and Frimpong. It's not rocket science. You've already got the players. The players were bought for you. And Ekitike could rotate. Ekitike could rotate. The rotation's there anyway, right across the park. Like, you have it. You have it there. And even if you want to, you know what? I'm going to switch it up a bit. Because maybe I want to work with a diamond. So maybe I want to try a bit more of a diamond formation. Okay, well, guess what? You've got the team for the diamond. You have the team for the diamond. You got Mo Salah and you got Isaac. You got Mo Salah and Isaac as your two strikers. But this defence is a problem. This defence is a problem. You're taking away your left back and right back into areas where they are not comfortable. And you wonder why we keep on giving the ball away. We keep on giving the ball away because our centre-backs are on top of our own left backs and right backs in games. They are literally stood next to each other. Like, you have 5 players all in the vicinity of 10 yards of each other. If one ball is given away in that position, you're screwed. They're completely on top of you. 4-5-1 could work, you are right. 4-5-1 could work. The 4-2-4, I'll show you the 4-2-4 as well. The 4-2-4, which we did last season, could absolutely work. Like, I'll show you the 4-2-4. Because I actually think that you could pop Verts into there and that works. That's the 4-2-4. Your Verts is the right-hand side player. It's the right-hand side player. Or the left-hand side player. That's your Verts. And you could easily have Verts on the left, Isaac and Ekitike and Mo Salah. Like, that is an unbelievable. And then you've got your two runners, two pacey runners in Gravenberch and Dominic Szoboszlai. But you can't play McAllister in that defensive midfield role. You can't. If you're playing 4-2-4, you cannot play Alexis McAllister anymore in that role. But you have to sort out this link with your left backs and right backs with your centre backs has to be sorted out, because not only do we look so vulnerable in the games, which we do, but we're playing teams onside repeatedly because we haven't got a line. We haven't got a line of players. Like, we've got Konate dropping too deep. We've got Virgil dropping too deep. You've got potentially Kirkes not sure where he is because he's not actually a centre-back. So he's playing people onside. We have major issues. And we also have a problem on the right-hand side of our right-back not tracking runners and letting people go, so they end up scoring goals, just like Crystal Palace's winner. If Frimpong stays in the right-back position and he's not trying to get into midfield, which is where he's been told to go, then guess what? We don't concede. Two goals we've lost games from are under managers' orders of the left back and the right back being in positions that they're not natural to and not defending. That's an issue. Like, you can sit here and go, oh, well, we score loads of goals. Yeah, we always scored loads of goals. Liverpool scored loads of goals when we were crap. Liverpool never have a problem scoring goals because we've always had good forwards. But the issue we've got is the transition on us, and we concede too many goals. And we concede too many goals from little chances. Very small chances teams have, they manage to score. And you can all sit here now and go, oh, well, it's just lucky. There's only so much luck when it's been going on for like 3 years. There's only so many times you can go, oh, well, it was lucky that the opposition had 2 chances and scored 2 goals. No, that's a problem. If it always happens, it's a problem, which means that When we're getting broke on or in transition and we get caught out, it means that the chance they have is such a good chance because of the situation they are in, means that they got a higher chance of scoring, which means we have to make it harder for them to score that chance. And I'm worried, like Manchester United could win. They could win. They could win. There's so many teams that can win against Liverpool right now because our manager is not getting things work. It's not getting things to work. He's not getting his star players to even show up in games. Like Ekitike is not the star player, and he is the one who's showing up. That's a worry that Ekitike is outshining a Verts and an Isaac and a Frimpong and a Kirkes. That's a worry. Kirkes, we all should have thought Kirkes would have just fitted in and he'd just be brilliant. But you've signed him and gone, you know what? I don't want you to do anything that you've been doing for the last couple of years. I want you to play in a different position. Like, how does that work? Like Frimpong, oh yeah, you've been a touchline player for the whole of your career. Yeah, I don't want you to do that no more. What are you talking about, boss? Like Verts, yeah, I told you that I want you to be the number 10, but I'm not really going to play you there. I'm going to play you as like a midfield 8 and a guy that does loads of running. What? That's not my job. Like what? Like you've either lost the plot, or you are so hell bent on arrogance and stubbornness that you think your system's going to work. When guess what? Your system started failing last season. Your system started failing you last season. And you should have understood that. You should have understood that when you lost against Newcastle, PSG, Fulham, Brighton. I mean, does the list need to go on? Like, do we need to start talking about more games that we lost? Like, you've now lost against Crystal Palace. You've now lost against Galatasaray. You've now lost against who did we just get beat by? Chelsea. Like, you could have lost against Newcastle away. You could have lost against Bournemouth. Like, they missed a massive chance to go 3-2 up in that game. You could have lost against Everton. You could have lost against Southampton at home, if I'm completely honest. They had loads of chances in that game. Like, and we can all sit there and go, oh, you know, we signed this player, he's going to fix us. We signed that. We've already got the players. We've already signed the players. Like, everyone can sit there and go, oh, Mark Guehi was going to fix us. Mark Guehi wasn't going to fix us. Mark Guehi was probably just going to play instead of Canate. But he wasn't going to fix us. The only thing that's going to fix us is the manager reverting back to what made him successful at Liverpool. Not at Feyenoord, at Liverpool. Reverting back to what won you the Premier League. To what made your team so strong. That's the only thing that's going to fix us. And guess what? If you do that, you can play those players because they will be in positions that get the best out of them. But right now, you're getting the best out of no one. You're getting the best out of no one. And would we be any better off if we kept all the players that we had last season and all of the players that we've signed? And the answer is no. I don't think we would. I think we'd have probably lost more games because we wouldn't have Ekitike and we wouldn't have a Rio coming off the bench or a Chiesa coming off the bench because we wouldn't. We'd have a Nunes coming off the bench or we'd have a Harvey Elliott coming off the bench. Reverting back wouldn't help. We always need evolution. Well, we would be having evolution. We'd be having evolution with the players, and eventually we could start changing things slowly. But you can't just rip everything up and expect everybody to just be amazing. Like, and it's not getting any better because we genuinely haven't got the players that he wants to play that football in those positions. Otherwise, you should have signed your Yakuba Minters or your Gertrudas or your Hincapi. You should have signed those players that fit into those roles. Now we have to fix Hughes' mistakes. Like, Hughes hasn't made any mistakes by signing the best of the best. Like, the manager needs to make them work. And right now, he's not making them work because last season he wasn't making the others work. Like, you had a Diogo Jota and you had a Darwin Núñez who never scored a goal. He scored one goal in 2025. Like, that's not a player problem now. That you can't say that's a player problem. That is a formation tactics slot problem. Like, we're all sitting there going, oh, well, they were rubbish. Were they rubbish? Or was it really the tactics were rubbish? Because they never scored any goals in 2025. Because the manager installed his tactics into Liverpool then. Before that, they scored goals. Before that, Diogo and Núñez had scored goals. Slot brings his tactics in 2025. The only player that was scoring any goals was Mo Salah. That's probably because Mo Salah was fit as a fiddle because he wasn't doing any defending. Individual. This season, we only are where we are through individuals. Individual goal by Szoboszlai. Individual goal by Rio. Individual goal by... You see where I'm coming from? Individual goals have won us games. There's no structure. We look wide open. We look like an opposition can score against us at will. Will Still could have scored about 5 goals if he had a decent bloody striker. Galatasaray could have scored about 5 goals if they had a decent winger that scored. And Crystal Palace could have banged God knows how many if it wasn't for Alisson. Like, what are we? What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? And this is, I named the video manager problem. It's a manager problem. It's not a player problem. It is a manager problem. You have the best players because they balled it in every league they played in. You trying to tell me if Florian Wirtz got took out of Liverpool and got chucked in Arsenal that he wouldn't ball it? He would ball it. You're trying to tell me that Alexander Isak wouldn't be banging goals in for Newcastle now? He'd be banging goals in for Newcastle. Like, this ain't a team problem. This ain't a player problem. This is a manager problem. These are the fundamentals with Liverpool's setup and substitutions and formations. And the players that have been signed do not fit what he wants them to do. And if that doesn't change, then it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse because all teams need to do is compact the team, compact the midfield, make the pitch really small, and we can't do a thing. And most of the time, the opposition's just letting us have the ball. They give us the ball, they line up with 3 attackers all holding their hands, so we can't even get the ball to our midfield. And then our defence give the ball away or pass the ball to a midfielder who's not ready for the turn or the transition, and then he gets the ball taken off him. Or then they just get it to Mo Salah, and Mo Salah can't pass it to anyone because no one's available. No one's making any runs. No one's making... Everybody stood still in games. Watch the football that we play. It's like we are playing, I don't know, like netball, where you catch the ball and you just stand still and then you can't move, and then you have to throw it and then you can move. Nobody makes any runs. There's no patterns. There's no Like, this is the whole thing I talked about, is we are not prepared for what we need to do. We have not prepared enough. We haven't. Like, we haven't prepared for set pieces. Like, we can't score any. We concede loads. We haven't prepared for the players that we've signed. Like you must have known you were going to get a left back and a right back that were they're going to be touchline left back, right back. You must have known. Like, oh, we're going to go for Kerkez. Okay, yeah, where's he play? Plays really wide. Okay, cool. I'm going to go with Frimpong. Where's he play? Really wide. Okay, great. Well, what formation am I going to play? I'm going to play three at the back pretty much and like condense the midfield. Well, where's Frimpong playing? Oh, he's going to play like a midfield DM role. What? That's not where he plays though. Yeah, but that's where I'm going to play him. Why are you doing that? Like, why are you doing that? Big up, Albert. Hope you're well, mate. Favourites, mate. Favourites. That's the reason why Chiesa isn't getting played. Chiesa isn't getting played because he has his favourites. And he's Dutch. He's Dutch. Like, he wants to play his Dutch players. His Dutch players all get picked. Every game, Dutch players get picked. I don't think we played basketball. I think we played netball. We lost our set piece coach. We did. And guess what? We took their set piece coach and he's garbage. It's crazy. We've scored a whopping 0 goals from 35 corners. That is insane. That's an insane stat, Blade. That's an insane stat. And I also wanted to say one more thing as well. Second season syndrome. Like, is this guy really the real deal? Like, have we just overhyped him so much because he overachieved? Like, he massively overachieved last season. Everybody said Liverpool overachieved. Everybody said there's no way we should have won it. Like, have we just overachieved? And this guy just isn't that guy. He just isn't. Like, he's not that guy. We're not going to win it again. We're not going to win any cups. Like, but then you sign all of these players. Like, really? Like, you've signed the creme de la creme of players. Like, and you can't get that to work? That is a problem. That is a problem. That is a problem for me. And I can't unsee when it started going wrong. And that's what gets me the most. And it's also like Canate is not good right now. Like, he's just not good. Like, he doesn't look comfortable. He's given us real problems. Why can't you take him out the team? Like, why can't you put Joe Gomez in? Like what has Joe Gomez done wrong to not get picked? Like, I would love to have the patience. But I just don't think we should be seeing what we're seeing by now. There should be something different we're seeing by now. We should be a different team by now. Like, look, Kanate's got worse. Frimpong looks like the shell of a player that we signed. Wirtz is just devoid of any confidence. Like, he's shinning the ball off people. He's falling over the ball. Like, he's miscontrolling. Like, I've seen it happen so many times. Alexander Isak just looks so unfit. Like, so unfit. Like, I just think it's not a good decision to carry on playing him because he might get injured. Alexis McAllister looks like looks like someone who probably needs to start learning Arabic because he might be off to Saudi, like at this rate, because he looks just dreadful. Cody Gakpo has just lost all of his spark. Mo Salah, I mean, I have no idea what's happened to Mo Salah. Like, has he been space jammed? Like what's happened to Mo Salah? Like, he's been space jammed. Like he's putting the ball into row Z every shot now. Like, and he's doing nothing in games. Absolutely nothing in games. And it's like, if your players are playing badly, take them out. You've got other players to replace them. Take them out. Like, take them out. I have issues about Van Bronckhorst. Like, I don't understand that setup. I don't understand that setup. I talked about it when he first signed. I was like, we're signing a manager like who's got more experience than our manager. Like, how does that dynamic work? Like, I don't know. Chiesa needs game time. I think we probably need to start playing 4-4-2 at this rate. Someone said I flip flopped. I just want to find that. Okay, I like you came up, but you flip flopped too much. Till 2 weeks ago, you said we will win the quad. Yeah, weeks ago was when we signed players. I have said that since West Ham beginning of the year, we've been okay. Yeah, fair enough. I didn't realise the end bit. Okay, so I haven't flip flopped. I just see. I don't see any shoots, any green shoots, apart from us having the squad. I don't see any green shoots. Look, I back my team. 100%. I back my team. I back my players. But this is just unacceptable now. Like, it's not working. Like your system isn't working. Like, when are you going to realise that this isn't working? Like, when are you going to realise it's not working? Like, and you can go, oh, it's because the players aren't gelling. Well, the players weren't gelling last season, then were they? Because we were garbage last season towards the end. Like, we really were. Like we can't blame the players. We can't blame the players because the players are brilliant. They're brilliant. Like, we've signed a lot of really good players. So play a system that fits the players. Like, you can't play a system that fits you when you've signed a load of players that don't fit the system because they've never played it. And you're also not getting the best out of any of them. Like, what attributes are you getting out of Kirkes if you play him as a centre-back? Well, he's too rash. He's too rash as a centre-back anyway. He's not great in the air, so why are you playing him there? He's a good crosser. He's got loads of pace, and he's got a great engine on him. Why are you playing him as a centre-back? Because he doesn't need to run that much when he's a centre-back. You're not getting the best out of him. Frimpong creates so many chances because he's really attack-minded. Like, the first game Frimpong played, he scored that goal against Crystal Palace. Like, you haven't played him like that since. You haven't played him like that since. So, how are you going to get the best out of Frimpong? Oh, I know how you get the best out of Frimpong. You play your best midfielder. You play your best midfielder in his position. Okay, so that's going to help your right backs, isn't it? You wonder why Bradley's got no confidence. Bradley's got no confidence because he thinks he's going to get dropped for a midfielder. Like, you did that. And also Bradley's too rash. So you want to play Bradley where he's literally relying on his pace all the time. Okay, well, he's a red card waiting to happen. How many times have you subbed your left back and your right back now because they're on yellow cards? How many times have you done it? pretty much every game, you have to sub your left back or your right back because they are on yellow cards, because your system puts them under too much pressure. Your system, not my system, not Jurgen's system, your system, because it doesn't suit them, because they don't play well in those positions. Well, there you go then. Anyway, I've gone on for way too long. Way too long. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's a manager problem. I don't know how we fix it. He needs to fix it. But the knives are out, and I'm going to keep on watching. The knives are out and I'm watching. And if this carries on the way it goes, then the fans will turn. There's already hashtag slot out. I think that's a bit premature, but I feel like he needs to swallow his pride and get us back to winning again. And the way you do that is you play what got you success last season. And what got you success last season is the simple fact that 4-3-3 worked. Go back to 4-3-3 and let the football do the talking, and just give your new players some confidence in what you're doing. Because right now, I don't think they believe in what you're doing. Like, listening to Virgil van Dijk is like listening to a different player now. Like, he sounds like he's worried. He sounds like he's worried. And Mo Salah, like, why didn't you give Mo Salah the vice captain? Like, that's the one that sticks in me a bit. Like, why are you giving it to Andy Robinson, who doesn't play football for us, really, and he's leaving on a free transfer? Like, why didn't you give it to Mo? Virgil and Mo are your main guys. Like, Virgil and Mo are your main guys. Sorry, mate, I've got a cold, or I've got COVID. I'm sorry. Do a few conspiracies. Oh God, I don't want to get myself zapped. I will do a conspiracy show through the week, mate. Okay, so stand by. I'll probably do them on Wednesday. All right. I will make up for the one I missed on Sunday. Okay, so watch out for that. I've got some really cool conspiracies. I've got one about the Golden Globes, where there was with the Oscars, there was an Oscar. There was some videos of an Oscar where they were basically selling somebody. They were selling something live, and we didn't even know, because it was way before the Jeffrey stuff and that. Way before that. I'll play that for you. That is wild. And then we'll talk about Free Eye Atlas and a couple of other things as well. But don't worry, I've got a show for you. I'll do it on Wednesday. Virt's false nine would work, 100%. Play him as a false nine. Yeah. That would work. And then have Ekatike on the left, just for a bit, just to give us some confidence. And play Dominic Szoboszlai as an 8. Play him as the 8 next to Gravenberch, and put Curtis Jones in the midfield there. We need some people who can hold the ball and give us something in midfield. I know. It's probably a good point. We can talk about that. Right, I'll see you all later. I'm going to send you on to another show. 2 seconds. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. I'm on the road to 1,900. I would really appreciate it. And what I will say as well is, do I think Arsenal will win the league? Right now, if I'm completely honest, I think Arsenal could I think Arsenal could win the league. Right now, if I'm completely honest, I think Arsenal could win the league. If they don't get any injuries, they could win the league. Yeah, I'm not going. I'm not going to forward you onto him because I'm going right now, mate. So putting Kmack Rays, I'm sending you over to Don Hussam and Footy Judge Mo, who are live now. MHF. Putting Kmack Rays, and I will see you all later. I will do another show tomorrow. Don't worry, and I'll do another one on Wednesday as well, and we'll do a conspiracy show in there as well. Okay, so click the notification bell. You think City will? It's interesting. Yep, he should, 100%. Absolutely back to 4-3-3. I think go back to 4-3-3. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you've only just joined, go and watch it back. I've done a tactical look at what Slot played and what he played last season, and obviously what he wants to play this season, which is. I don't want him out, but I do want him to change. And I will see you all later. You all take care. Bye bye.